Hello everyone, it's me Clayton. I just finished watching Bill and Ted Face the Music, the third and supposedly final Bill and Ted movie. Now, if you're big fans of Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure and Bogus Journey, I can safely say this is one of the rare threequels that manages to recapture what made the series so beloved in the first place, while also managing to be a fun adventure for fans of those films without seeming like our main leads are too old to do it. So let's get to the story, shall we? The story is, in the year 2020, Bill and Ted, played once again by Alex Winter and Keanu Reeves, are in a bit of a troublesome spot, especially considering their band is broken up and they haven't created the song that'll save the universe. So Rufus's daughter, Kelly, comes to meet Bill and Ted and take them over to the council of the most important people in the world, where they have to find out how to get the song that'll save mankind in exactly 75 minutes. While they're doing that and trying to steal the song from themselves when they figured out how to do it, their daughters, Billy and Thea, try to find various historical figures in order to create the perfect band for Bill and Ted to create that song. So that's all I'll say about the story without spoiling anything. Basically, the film happens to not only arrive at the conclusion that Bill and Ted probably would throughout their lives when it comes to their older selves, how their lives would probably go, and how they'd eventually save the world, but also it happens to recapture the plot of the first film with a few minor tweaks through Billy and Thea, as they happen to get various historical figures that are, this time, famous musicians. From Mozart to Jimi Hendrix to Louis Armstrong, to even some ones from thousands of years in the past, such as Ling Lu. It's clear that the filmmakers are just having a ton of fun making this story, and just like in Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, the actors who play the historical figures happen to play it as seriously as you can for a Bill and Ted film, which just makes the humor surrounding these characters all the more hilarious. Granted, they don't do as many things with the historical figures as they did in the first film, but the story is focused on Bill and Ted first and foremost. And Alex Winter and Keanu Reeves recapture their chemistry almost seamlessly, almost like not a lot of time has passed between the last Bill and Ted movies, even though it's literally been nearly 30 years since we've gotten the last Bill and Ted movie. In fact, William Sadler even comes back to play Death, just like he did in The Bogus Journey, and he's about as on point as he was in that film back in 1991. I was scared that this film would end up becoming the Blues Brothers 2000 of the Bill and Ted franchise, considering the ages of the characters and considering how the original two films are seen as either cult or filmmaking classics, and we didn't exactly need this one to exist. But in these uncertain times where movie theaters are struggling and where people are still stuck at home, this is definitely the perfect pick-me-up for those quarantine-stricken people. Having a film with this kind of relentless optimism and these two dorky, goofy, but still all-around lovable protagonists is definitely going to help those who are absolutely stumped at this quarantine situation. And while the music in this film and the jokes doesn't reach the same lofty heights as the original two films, I definitely do think it manages to hold its own and prove itself to be capable of being a cinematic experience in its own right. The rare threequel that manages to essentially be the Bill and Ted movie we deserve and the one we need right now, Bill and Ted Face the Music gets an 8 out of 10 for me. And as a last message, be excellent to each other and party on, dudes! See you next time.